So I would like to right now introduce the next ninth grader. It's Ursula Frid, and she's going to be presenting her topic, Celtic music, and her journey through and the process of composing a Celtic song. So please, let's welcome Ursula.
Raise your hand if you like music. Well, I hope you enjoy my presentation. Hello, my name is Ursula Frid, and welcome to my Masterworks presentation of 2019, titled my Celtic Music, My Journey Through the Process of Composing a Celtic Song. I have always loved music, and as a young kid, before I started playing, I loved listening to CDs and singing and dancing along, because music and dance go so well together, and how can you dance without music? As I've grown up, the music in my life has grown with me. When I was 8, I started taking violin lessons on Bowen with Alison Nixon, and I took lessons until I was 11. I loved playing with the other students at her recitals in the Little Red Church in Bowen. I love playing the violin, but after watching the North Shore Celtic Ensemble perform at Centennial Theatre for the first time, I wanted to play Celtic music, but I only played classical with Alison. Celtic music is also centered around movement and energy, and I didn't like the lack of movement when I played classical, so I joined the North Shore Celtic Ensemble, or NSCE, and I got a new teacher to get better at playing Celtic music. These photos are from my first few years in the ensemble. One is of all 4 groups busking for St. Patrick's Day at Lonsdale Quay, and the other is from a concert the Intro on Strings and Things performed here on Bowen. I love the North Shore Celtic Ensemble because I get to have fun at rehearsals and play in concerts with my friends. I have been playing in the NSC for 5 years. The first 3 years, I was in the Strings and Things, then I moved up into the junior group for a year. This year, I'm in the senior group, and we got to perform in front of 650 people at Centennial Theatre. I had to work hard to get my audition for the senior group, but it was totally worth it because I made it in. I was even in the North Shore News in this photo with my friends to publicize the NSC Ceilidh Irish dance in April. Next slide. The next slide isn't there. At the start of the year, it was time to choose a Masterworks topic, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted my project to involve music. I had always dreamed of writing a Celtic song, and since I already play so much Celtic music, I decided to compose a short Celtic song. I knew I could do it for my Masterworks with the help of my advisors, Elaine Taylor and Claude Gier. Celtic music is a wide variety of music that has been passed down through generations. Oh, oops. Okay. Celtic music is a wide variety of music that has been passed down through generations. It comes from many Celtic countries, including Ireland and Scotland. This is a Celtic sign for strength and the Celtic sign for eternity. Celtic music has been around for almost 2,000 years. The music of the East has been around longer and is said to have had an influential part in the origins of Celtic music. People have suggested that the Irish harp, this instrument here, had origins in the Far East from Egypt. Celtic music is so old though, so it's hard to know its exact origins. Celtic music can be played on pretty much any instrument, but some of the best ones are the violin, the piano, the bagpipes, the wooden spoons, and the bodhrán, which is an Irish circular frame drum, the ukulele, the mandolin, the guitar, and the accordion, and the wooden or metal flute. In my opinion, the violin is the best Celtic instrument because it can be carried around in a case and it's very light. It can go pretty much anywhere. I'm also biased towards the violin because it's the only instrument I'm committed to playing. The rhythms of a Celtic song can change throughout, and songs often have multiple time signatures. For example, the song that we play in Celtic Ensemble, Transformed, is in common time cut in half, which is 2/4 time, and it's in 7/8 time, and it's in 10/8 time. Ornamentation is also a big part of Celtic music. Sometimes it's not very noticeable, but without it, songs wouldn't be so interesting. Instead of just playing what's written, Celtic musicians sometimes add embellishments, such as treble bowings or a roll. So here is a section of Transformed without any embellishments. Pretty boring. So here's the same section with treble bowings. Here's another section that also doesn't have any embellishments. And now I'm going to play the same section with some added embellishments such as a treble and a roll. Modern music has a lot of Celtic influences, and ornaments are in a lot of pop songs, such as a little synthesizer here and there. An example of a pop singer heavily influenced by Celtic music is Ed Sheeran. His music often has a very Celtic vibe to it, and in the song Nancy Mulligan, there are some violent instrumentals. Here's an example. He also has a song, Galway Girl, that starts with the lyrics, "She played the fiddle in an Irish band." Those are pretty Celtic words. There are also some popular Celtic artists today, mostly among adults. Maybe you've heard of some? Lorena McKinnon is Canadian and known for covering the song Green Sleeves. And this is the Rankin Family, which is a family band, and they're Billboard charting and award-winning band, including the Juno Awards. Anya is an Irish Celtic artist and known for her song Watermark. Here's a clip of the song. As you can see, that was played on the piano. Oh. I love Celtic music, not only because I get to perform on stage in front of an audience, but also playing is a fun way to escape from life and just be surrounded by my friends, family, and the music. We all have our own reasons for listening to music, and I like a variety of music for different reasons. I like pop and a bit of rap, but it can be too intense for me if I'm in a relaxed mood. I like listening to Celtic music because it has such a special place in my heart, and I love listening to the NSC ECDs and playing along. I've played so many amazing shows in the ensemble this year, but performing at Centennial Theatre in front of 650 people was probably my favorite. It was the 20-year anniversary of the North Shore Celtic Ensemble, so all the alumni and younger groups came up on stage, and it was a huge party. The show was so fun, and you had to have been there to have the full experience, but here's a clip of it with me to the left of center. But the what? One of my favorite Celtic Ensemble events of 2019 was our concert with the VSO School of Music at Christchurch Cathedral downtown. It was really fun because the NSCE got to play with an orchestra. Here's a clip of the performance. I'm in the middle of the stage. At the start of January, I met with my advisor, Elaine Taylor, and I learned about Celtic scales and the circle of fifths to help me decide what key I wanted to compose in. I decided I was going to compose a moderately fast Celtic waltz in 3/4 time in the key of D major. I started my composition at the NSCE retreat in January when we had the opportunity to work on writing a song and we learned how to structure a composition. I worked with my advisor, Claude Giguère, to figure out the structure of my song. My song has an A and a B section. A is played twice, then B once. The A section is played one more time as a tag ending. I recorded what I came up with at the retreat on my phone, and I worked with Claude to turn it into a Celtic song. The whole process took a lot longer than I thought it would. I had to do a lot more revisions, then write up the music on the computer. Then I did more revisions. I added some integrals so it wasn't completely scales. This song is titled My Journey because it's taken me such a long way. Now I'm going to play the song. Since I've started playing music, my relationship with it has changed a lot. I first played the piano. Then when I played the violin, I didn't even know what Celtic music was. I only played classical until my family heard about the North Shore Celtic Ensemble and their concerts at Centennial Theatre. After watching them perform, I love Celtic music and I didn't want to play classical as much anymore. Now I like both genres and I have a balance of playing classical for technique and Celtic for fun and performances. I couldn't be more grateful for all the amazing experiences I've had this year. They have guided me towards the completion of my Masterworks and some have even been life-changing. Looking back on my process journal and back to when music first became a part of my life, I can see the changes it's made. I've accomplished so many things I've dreamed of doing and so much more, and I learned many lessons along the way. The biggest thing has been overcoming nerves, and I learned not to worry about them. I was really nervous about doing this presentation, but I learned from all the performances I've done that it's okay to be nervous, and I just have to remind myself how good it will feel when it's done. And here I am. If I can turn my negative thoughts into positive ones, I can conquer my fears and accomplish my goals, even this presentation today. Thank you. There are a few people that I could not have completed this project without. I would like to thank my first ever violin teacher, Alison Nixon, for showing me the ropes, or strings. I would not be up here presenting my own music if it weren't for her. I'd also like to thank my past North Shore Celtic Ensemble and violin teacher, Brienne Powers. I wouldn't love Celtic music so much if it weren't for the 3 amazing years I spent learning from her. I want to thank my violin teacher, Rick Dorfer. I would not be good enough to write my own song if it hadn't been for him, helping me progress to become the musician I am today. Of course, I have to thank my incredible advisory committee. First, Elaine Taylor. Thank you so much for helping me since the very beginning. And even you started off as my piano teacher 7 years ago, and now you've helped me to write my own song on the violin. I would like to thank Claude Giguère for supporting me with my musical career in the North Shore Celtic Ensemble since last year, and even taking on the extra role of advising me to the completion of my Masterworks. You've been such an influential teacher for me, especially in writing my song. Jen, you've supported me as a student at IPS since grade 6, and having you as my Masterworks advisor has been one of the best experiences of my time here. Thank you for keeping me on track all year. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor, and I'm going to miss working with you. I would still be lost in the clouds without my 3 amazing advisors. The last people I need to thank are my amazing family. Neve, thank you for putting up with me since you were born. It must have been a difficult 12 years. Even though you're 3 years younger, you're a huge musical mentor for me. I wouldn't have started playing the violin if it weren't for you, and you teach me so much every day. I couldn't have asked for a better sister. There are 2 more people that I would not be here without. Mom and Dad, you're the most amazing parents ever. Thank you for supporting me through it all. I would not be the person I am without you all. And thank you all for coming out to my Masterworks presentation today.
Ms. Frid's advisors have met, and they are categorically and enthusiastically supporting her successful completion of Masterworks. Congratulations, Ms. Frid.